Hey guys from the Thoughtful Gardener. I just wanted to show you a few herbs that are blooming in the Thoughtful Garden right now. Herbs play a really important role this time of year as some things are not blooming on time. We are definitely late in the season and I have definitely gotten some monarch caterpillars in the garden, which is super exciting. But the reason they're here is because I have a lot of herbs blooming. So I want to show them to you so you can incorporate some of these in your garden too. Let's take a quick walk. So I want to show you one of my absolute favorites in the herb garden. This is an oregano I saw years ago at the Botanical Gardens in Atlanta. This is an oregano called Kent's Beauty. And my videographer who does my editing is named Kent. So Kent, this one's for you. But you can see it gets these really stunning flowers on it. I mean, can you just say gorgeousness? I just put this in a client's garden and I just don't think he appreciated it yet because it's not blooming. But when this is flowering, you can just see it's a complete showstopper. Now I'm in zone 7A and we actually overwinter these. Now I'm in a stone bed, so perhaps that's why it survives our cold winters, but it comes back every year. So definitely something you want to incorporate. This is my cilantro. You can see it's going to flower. I'm letting it do that so I can get these seeds. Now this is a slow bolt variety. That means that it doesn't tend to flower until later in the season. If you don't want your cilantro to bolt, as this one is doing, you just pinch off the flowers. But in this particular case, I do want it to bolt because I want it to put out those seeds. And what I will do is I will use my remaining seeds to go ahead and do what's called succession plant here. Succession planting is really important because our early spring vegetables are pretty much done. We definitely want our new vegetables to come in, right, Lynx? Yep, Lynx says, yep, we definitely want the new vegetables to come in, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to replant some of these. Now it's getting pretty hot for cilantro, so you might want to think about putting it in a little bit of a cooler area if it gets lots of sun. What you'll also see in my herb garden right now is this amaranth. It's just getting ready to bloom. Now I started this one from seed and it's just gorgeous. Did you know you can eat those leaves? I'm actually super excited to do that. I'm growing nasturtiums as well, so looking forward to making some summertime rolls. Seeing this is the first day of summer, we're going to be making some very nice edible flowers. Speaking of gorgeous edible flowers, this is a showstopper in the garden. It just gets bigger and bigger. Mine absolutely dies down to the ground. This is CATMINT. You can bet that the garden supervisors absolutely love that we have lots and lots of CATMINT for them to enjoy. Look at how gorgeous this is. Now it is a mint, but it's taken it years to get this big. I don't care that it's this big, and the reason I don't is because I have lots of garden supervisors who love it, right, Cook? Hi, Cookie. Yes, good girl. So it's just starting to sprinkle a little bit in the garden, so she let me know that she's not too happy about that. We're going to have to come in soon. But we also have mixed in our garden here garlic chives. I'm going to let those chives go to seed here. And then I also have balsam. This is an old-fashioned plant. They seeded themselves down here from up there. I had it last year and the seeds fell down here, so we're just going to let them grow. I absolutely love this plant. You can see my hello yellow. This is butterfly weed. For those of you who are concerned about milkweed and its sap, butterfly weed is for you. And this is a variety that is bright yellow, which I just think looks so pretty in the vegetable garden. I also have other things flowering. My CATNIP looks pretty terrible at the moment. I divided this one for a friend, and so the remainder looks pretty bad, so it just cut that one back pretty hard, and it'll spring right back, which will make our garden supervisors very happy. You can see nasturtium going from seed that I started, and some sorrel here. This has a lemony flavor, but look at the veins on that. I mean, I tell you, if you're not using herbs in your gardens, I just think that you're missing out on some really interesting shapes and colors and textures. You can see right here beside my gorgeous vine here, cucumber vine. We started this one from seed too. But again, I've got these flowering things right beside my vegetables so that I get more pollinators visiting. This is a tricolor sage that I have that comes back year after year. My broccoli is bolting, which I'm good with because I want it to put out seeds. But these little sprouts are probably gonna make it onto my salad. Yummy. So good. And then you can see my fleshy backed trout, also letting it go to flower. So, you know, if you're not eating things fast enough, going to flower is not so bad because then we can get more pollinators in the garden. So I'm encouraging you to mix it up. This is not about the straight Pennsylvania Dutch rose. That is not good for the soil. It's not good for your pollinators. We need polyculture. Your vegetables will do better if you mix in some herbs into the garden, which is exactly what we've done here. And if I took you down to the vegetable garden, you'd see the same thing. Vegetables, flowers, and our beautiful asparagus that I started from seed. Lots of seed starting this year. It was a lot of work. I gotta be very, very honest. Now when I go buy things at the farms that have started things from seed themselves, I don't mind paying a little more because you know what? It's a lot of work. I will tell you that, having started hundreds of seeds this year. But you can just see how stunning this looks. And it's really better. It's building soil. It's adding nutrition. I just pulled my peas here. I left the roots in, just cut the pea stems, threw the pea stems into the compost bin, but it's now feeding the soil for this new cucumber. Again, we're succession planting. That was started over a month ago. That was started a week ago. It's really important that you constantly have things going in so you have a constant harvest. My husband loves cucumbers, but he's always sad when the cucumber vine dies. So you know what? I got a second one going in, and I've got a third one that has started at a different time in the vegetable garden. We constantly have something blooming. And right now I've got a bee visiting me. I'm going to show you what he looks like. And this guy is doing tons of work, not only coming and visiting the flowers of the herbs in the garden, but he's visiting my vegetables. So I have lots more vegetables to share with you. According to the data, about 30% more. See, farmers are wising up and stopping using chemicals. That's good news because that feeds our soil. Soil feeds the food. Food feeds you. If you like to eat, you really got to embrace permaculture. Permaculture can be so pretty, mixing up these plants. It also is a way to confuse the bad guys with all these different really, really fragrant herbs. Your bad guys don't like that. That means less pest pressure for you. I have very little pests in this bed that I ever have to deal with. The things that I had to deal with this season was roly-polies, but for the most part, I don't ever have to deal with anything because I've got good guys in the bed constantly monitoring these plants, and they eat the nectar and pollen from these plants too. So I always find ladybugs and lacewings and other good guys hanging out in this garden, and that's completely fine. That way they do the work and I don't have to spray any pesticides, which I can't do because one of the cats, one of the garden supervisors, is genetically compromised. So herbs in the garden. This is a huge thumbs up for your pollinators. It's a huge thumbs up as a cook. It makes these things taste really nice, and these are edible. Want to eat some of the cilantro? Let's taste it. Oh yeah, very cilantro-y. That would be beautiful on a salad, wouldn't it? Garden thoughtfully and take